After Joe Gorga fought with Teresa Giudice's daughters over his hatred for Joe Giudice, the Real Housewives of New Jersey family made peace. After Joe Gorga was seen fighting with Teresa Giudice's daughter over his active dislike for Joe Giudice, the Real Housewives of New Jersey family has possibly made peace. Recently, the RHOB Season 12 trailer saw Giudice sticking up for her father and confronting her Uncle Joe over his shady remark about her dad. It was the first time that viewers got to see Teresa's girls getting involved in the adult drama. Alas, with the Giudice-Gorga family being so tight, there are signs that all is well between Joe and his nieces. Joe Gorga and Joe Giudice have duked it out on more than one occasion on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Their dislikes for each other date back long before Teresa and Joe Giudice joined the show. By the time Joe and Melissa Gorga joined RHOB Season 3, the tension between the two families reached an all-time high. Joe Gorga kicked off his first episode on the show fighting with his sister and brother-in-law. By Season 5, they fought again and their wives had to break them up. Now that Teresa and Joe got divorced, Joe Gorga is free from dealing with his ex-brother-in-law. In any case, Joe and Teresa Giudice still share 4 daughters who love their father tremendously. On RHOB Season 12, Gia and Melania Giudice are seen getting upset with their uncle after he called their dad a devil. With Gia being the eldest of the Giudice girls, she went to confront her uncle. "She looks at me like I'm the devil. Her father was the devil," Joe says in the clip. "That's when I walk away from you," Gia says before walking away from her uncle. It's the first time Gia has confronted her uncle on screen about his bad-mouthing of her dad. But despite the family drama, Joe Gorga was able to make peace with Teresa and her daughters. In early December, Joe Gorga posed alongside his nieces at Teresa and Louis Roulet's engagement party. "What a beautiful family," Joe Gorga captioned the family photo. In earlier seasons, RHOB viewers saw how close Joe was with his nieces, particularly with Gia. As such, being confronted by Gia likely opened Joe's mind to remember that he has to be careful about what he says about Joe Giudice because he's still the father of his 4 nieces. With Teresa and Joe Gorga being their parents' only 2 kids, they are a very close-knit family. Overall, Teresa has had to put her pride aside to make things right with Melissa for the sake of her relationship with her brother. So it's time for Joe Gorga to do the same and bite the bullet when it comes to his dislike and disrespect towards Joe Giudice. Joe Gorga and Joe Giudice continue to take jabs at each other in the press. But there has to be a fine line when kids get involved. Joe Gorga had to learn the hard way when it comes to filtering his thoughts. It might not be something he has to do with his own wife and kids, but he has to be more careful when it comes to Teresa and her household. The Real Housewives of New Jersey family is still close. Some boundaries just had to be set.